Okay. තාම 4 දෙනා ඉන්නේ. Are you all ready? Abhidat, Anuradha and Sirivardhana, Niroshi and where is Vidat's sister? Okay. Only 6 people.
There should be 10.
Okay. Oh, can you hear me? If
Yes,
you
sir.
can hear me, raise your hand. Okay. Okay. Today I am going to speak on right understanding. In the Noble Eightfold Path, number 1 is right understanding. Noble Eightfold Path is the heart of Buddha's teaching. It is called middle path. So the Buddha taught us the middle path. Middle path means the avoiding extremes. There are 2 extremes in spiritual life. Extreme of indulgence in sensual pleasures and the extreme of self-mortification. Avoiding these 2 extremes, Buddha taught the middle path. Therefore, the Buddha's teaching in general is known as the middle path. In the middle path, there are 8 steps. These 8 steps called Eightfold Path. In the Eightfold Path, number 1 is understanding, right understanding. In the Buddha's teaching, understanding comes first, not the faith. Faith comes later on. Faith comes with understanding. When we understand, then we develop our faith. So faith is not number 1. Understanding is number 1. All our problems everywhere arise from not understanding. In families, between friends, societies, countries and so on and so forth, everywhere problems arise from not understanding. And therefore the Buddha was so wise, he taught us the first thing that we must learn is understanding. It is right understanding in order to avoid misunderstanding or wrong understanding. And therefore, let us spend some time on right understanding. What is right understanding? Right understanding is the understanding of 3 things. What are the 3 things? These are the three things that we do every day. Every day we do these three things. What are the three things? We think, we speak, and we act. These are the three things we do. We act, speak, and think. So, when we act, it is called action, right action. So, first we must understand what is the right action. In the society, there are all kind of interpretation of right action. It can be political, economic, business, and so on. But in the Buddha's teaching, right action is ethical right action. Ethical. Only if the action is ethical, then we can move in the right direction. So what is right ethical action? There are three right actions and three wrong actions. Let us see what are the three wrong actions are. Wrong actions are killing, stealing, and sensual misconduct. Killing living beings is wrong action. We kill because of our not understanding the pain and suffering we inflict on the subject, a being. We don't understand. We think that beings, sometimes they kill living beings thinking that they are there for our consumption. In some industries, living beings, they don't call living beings, they call them a product. So they kill without any hesitation, but when they kill, they inflict so much fear and pain on the animal. So therefore, that is a misunderstanding and wrong action. Misunderstanding always leads to wrong action. With misunderstanding, you cannot do right thing. And therefore, in the first place, we must understand what is wrong action and what is right action, what is misunderstanding and what is right understanding. Then second action, ethically, second wrong action is stealing, taking things not given to ourselves. It may belong to somebody. Some people think that they can steal things from the government. So one way of stealing things is cheating income tax, cheating in business, cheating the boss, stealing things from the office. When they go home in the evening after work, they might take something from the office without the knowledge of the owner of that thing. Like that, there are various phases of stealing. That is because of misunderstanding, not understanding the danger of stealing. That is the second wrong action. Third wrong action is sensual misconduct. I call it sensual misconduct rather than sexual misconduct. Sensual misconduct means abusing our senses, abusing our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and mind. How we abuse our eyes? We abuse our eyes, especially these days. It is very easy for people to abuse their eyes, young and old. They waste a lot of time in front of TV or even sometimes computer, watching and watching and watching until they damage their eyes. And that is how they abuse their eyes. Ears. We listen to unnecessary, harmful things that cause us lot of damage in our psychology, in our thinking. Abusing our ears, abusing our nose. We abuse our nose by sometimes these days we hear young people go to hardware stores and open paint thinners and then sniff to get high. They get magic markers and sniff to get high. Like that they abuse their nose, and also using various type of harmful, offensive perfumes. Some perfumes are so harmful that can cause a problem and damage some nerves in our olfactory area. That is how we abuse. Then we abuse our tongue by eating wrong things, unhealthy things, harmful things, things that make us sick, make us obese, overweight, and eat too much. Greasy things, oily things, fast food, all this we use to abuse our tongue. Then the body, sexual misconduct comes under the body, abusing the body. We abuse the body. It is very common thing that people commit sensual or sexual misconduct. And these are the ways how they abuse their senses. What is the right action? These are the wrong actions done through misunderstanding. What are the right action? Right action is abstaining from killing. Instead of killing, they help living beings, support living beings, and they promote their lives. They save living beings. Various animals they save, protect, in order to respect their lives. And by not only protect them, but they also practice compassion towards them. That comes, of course, under the mind. This is a physical action. Abstaining from killing is one thing, and promoting life is another. Both are right actions done through right understanding. We value lives. We respect lives. And respecting lives is because all living beings are afraid of death. We all know we are born with a defense mechanism, some instinct to flight or fright, to fight or run away. Animals also fight or run away. They fight for self-defense, or they run away from self-defense. We too either fight or run away as self-defense to protect our life. So, when we understand this, we respect lives. We don't kill them. That we do with right understanding. The second right action is not stealing, becoming generous, giving, sharing. We understand that there are millions and millions of human beings. Some of them are under poverty, deprived of all the facilities, pleasure, happiness. They sometimes don't have even one meal a day to eat. We just, not only in third world country, even in this country, we just read in the latest National Geographic, in America, there are millions of poor people. Some of them don't have enough food, clothes, shelter, medicine, and they even cannot send their children to schools because they are very, very poor. It is unthinkable of such people living in this richest country in the world. And therefore, sharing with those human beings with understanding is right action. We call it generosity. And there are many animals who needs food, and supporting them is right action done with right understanding. Because all living beings survive because of food. All living beings depends on food. And if we can share whatever we can, it's a right action done through right understanding. Then, third right action is not only abstaining from sensual abuse, abusing our senses, but we use our senses rightly, correctly. That means when we use things like computers, television and so forth, use for a purpose, for beneficial reasons. Using them itself is not bad, but learning, understanding the limit, how much we use them, how much we should not use them. That we can do with right understanding. Hearing. We hear what is very important for us, for improving our life, improving our wisdom, improving our understanding. We listen to such things. That is how we use our ears. Nose. We use the nose to not only to breathe, but also to understand the nature of smell. For instance, we take beautiful, very fragrant flowers and offer it to the altar, the Buddha, and so forth. We use that with understanding. That is not abusing, that is using correctly. Our tongue we use for eating and talking. Eating moderately, right things, healthy things, and we do this with understanding. Eating for survival, not to be overweight and obese and so on. And then abstaining from sexual misconduct. That is a part of sensual misconduct, sexual misconduct. We learn to respect others' lives, others' principles, others' honor, dignity. If any man is done sexual abuse, he has no respect for women, for children, for others, and they don't respect their integrity. Therefore, they do this with misunderstanding. One who has understanding, respect people, respect their dignity, respect their modesty, respect their principles, and that we do with right understanding. And these three are called physical, the action that we do with right understanding. Then there are three things, then there are four things we do with mouth, four actions. For wrong speech, it's called wrong speech. Four wrong speeches. What are they? The wrong speech we do with misunderstanding. What are they? We tell lies and we slander. Then we use harsh words and we gossip. Now, telling lies is sometimes it's very common among some people, and some people say if we want to abstain from telling lies, some would say, come on, tell some white lies. There is no black or white lies. Lies are lies. And we do that with misunderstanding. When we lie, not only nobody trusts us, but we lose our own honor, dignity and respect. People they don't trust us. They would say, don't believe him, he is a liar. In society, we are known as liars, and we put ourselves down, we lose our honor and dignity through misunderstanding, not understanding the danger and the harm that we cause ourselves by telling lies. Of course, eventually getting into trouble and breaking criminal laws, we may end up in sometimes jails and so on. There are such repercussions in this very life. I was not talking about what will happen to us after our death, but I am just focusing only on what can happen to us in this very life. And therefore, misunderstanding or wrong understanding is very harmful. With wrong understanding or not understanding, we tell lies. Second, we slander. The Pali word is pe sunya. Pe means priya, friendship. When there are friendly people, somebody would break their friendship by slandering, telling things against each other. Suppose you see someone, it's a malicious talk, which is malicious. The malicious talk always is very stinky, very dirty, very unpleasant. But one enjoys doing that. It is because of misunderstanding. I don't have to go into detail of malicious talk. In the society, that also is sometimes very common. When somebody is jealous of somebody, then he will start all kind of rumors against that person. And these days there are various ways of sharing such malicious ideas, malicious talk, through email, Facebooks, and text message and Twitter, whatever. There are various means. They not only in writing in books and papers and talking, but there are various means of sharing their malicious talks. And then that is the second of wrong speech. Third wrong speech is dirty words, unpleasant speech. Some people are so used, habitually they say something very unpleasant. When they drive on the road very fast, seeing even while yellow light is on, the person speed up, and then when the person comes very close to the traffic light turned red, then the person immediately use cursing word. In the traffic light, traffic, when people moving in the traffic always is not very pleasant, very unpleasant. It creates a lot of tension. At that time people use dirty word. At home, with friends, they use dirty word. And this they do because of misunderstanding. And the fourth wrong speech is gossip. Gossip, Pali word for gossip is very good word. You can remember very easily, better than other words. Pali word is sampapalapa. It sounds like bala 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 bala. That's what people like to do very always. Just mere chatterbox. Keep talking, mostly unnecessary things, wasting time, and wasting their time and other people's times, and their working time, and so forth. They spend. It is also very dangerous, because when you do this kind of gossip, of course these days gossip also, society has recognized gossip. There are some papers, they have a gossip column. So you write gossip, and people enjoy reading those gossips. And when we do in our speech, we gossip. People like to listen. But see the amount of time we waste, energy, and eventually we may, if a wrong thing escaped our lips, somebody may pick up and repeat it, and then you get into trouble. And therefore gossip is also considered to be wrong speech. All this we do because of not understanding the danger of these 4 types of wrong speech. And what is right speech then? Right speech we do with understanding. When we understand, we make the distinction between right speech and wrong speech. Because of not understanding, we cannot make the distinction between right speech and wrong speech. Just like right action and wrong action. If we understand, we can make the distinction and separate wrong action from right action and follow right action. Then what is the right speech? Right speech is abstaining from telling lies. That means we speak the truth. We speak the truth. The one who speaks the truth is respected by others. They trust that person and say, you don't hesitate to accept what he says. He speaks the truth. He tells the truth. And therefore, one who speaks the truth is always is respected. That person has a lot of friends. That person can hold a job, and companies, organizations, societies like to hire such person because the person speaks the truth. The person does not lie out of fear, out of desire, out of anger and confusion. When people out of fear, anger, greed and confusion lie, one whose mind is clear, that person will not have fear, greed and the confusion. With these things, that person doesn't speak. He is free from them. And therefore, they are called Chanda, Dosa, Bhaya, Moha. So one who speaks, one who understands this, that person always speaks the truth. And then second is, that person will abstain from slanderous talk, malicious talk. That person will speak friendly way, cordial way, in a way that others who are separated, they try to bring them together by speaking in a friendly way to bring the divided together. They want to unite the divided. With the good intention they speak, they speak. And the third right speech is speaking gently, kindly, with compassion, with love and respect, not harsh speeches. The fourth right speech is not telling, speaking, expressing useless things, not gossiping. The person would say something always meaningful, beneficial to listeners. without using harsh, what you call useless words. These are the 4 kinds of right speech. And we make this right speech because we understand the benefit of right speech. And then we spoke right action, right speech, and right thought. Right thought. I'm trying to make the distinction between right understanding and wrong understanding. With right understanding, we speak, we act, we speak, and we think. What are the wrong thinking with wrong understanding? And when we have right understanding, we make the distinction between right thinking and wrong thinking. Right thinking is not only something applicable in our worldly, material world, but right thinking is more important than anything else in our ethical, moral, spiritual life. There are 3 wrong thoughts. That is, they are called intense greed. Greed is called covetousness. Greed for others' belongings, others' property. One would look at somebody's property with jealous eye and I wish that for myself. If one sees somebody's expensive car, expensive house or something like that, the person may have a wish or desire to own that person's vehicle or house or property or something. That is called covetousness. That is a mental state, and that is unwholesome karma, unwholesome thing. We do that with misunderstanding, covetousness, and that always generate unwholesome thought in us. Unwholesome thoughts generates harmful chemistry in our brain, and that makes us not happy. That makes us very unhappy if we always have covetousness and keep very jealous eye on somebody's property, whatever it is. It can be material, immaterial, human, animal, whatever. We look at them with that kind of unhealthy mental state. That is called covetousness. Then the second unwholesome thought is called hatred, vyapada, hatred, grudge. With that also we create unwholesome thought, unwholesome, unhealthy thought, and that intense hatred can generate unwholesome, harmful hormone in our brain, and that makes our life very unhappy. Sometimes, not always, sometimes such thought, hateful thought, somebody is hating all the time, can even create cancer, because it keeps burning within oneself. Keep burning, generate always negative, very harmful hormone that can create even cancer. So that make the person unhealthy, painful. That's why it is called harmful thought. Harmful not only to oneself, it is harmful to others, because one who has hatred in the mind does not behave in a friendly way. One who is full of hatred always creates trouble to the family members, neighbors, the country, other people of different appearance, different skin color, different achievement, different country, and so forth. This is very unhealthy, very, very painful, harmful mental state. Therefore, it is called unwholesome mental state. That is done because of not understanding. And third mental state is called misunderstanding or wrong views. Wrong views are much more dangerous than anything else. Wrong views are more dangerous than anything else. The wrong views can hurt not only oneself, that can hurt other people, that can poison other people's minds. Hatred can poison other people's minds, and wrong views can poison other people's minds. When it is just like catching a snake by its tail. When you want to get poison from a snake, if you catch the snake by tail, the snake turn around and bite you and cause you harm, or you are dead. But misunderstanding is even more dangerous than that. Wrong views, more dangerous than that. Wrong views not only hurt you, when the snake bites, only you, the one who was bitten by the snake, will suffer in this life. But wrong views not only hurt you, cause you harm, but it can cause harm and pain on others and poison their minds. And once you implant wrong views in somebody's mind, that person implants that in somebody else's mind. This is much more dangerous than COVID-19, much more dangerous than any virus. It can spread all over the world and can cause suffering to millions and millions of beings. And then not only in this life, even after death, these wrong views can produce harmful results. And therefore, all these are considered to be wrong things done with misunderstanding. Then what is the right view? Right view. So our topic is right view or right understanding. I broke it into these categories in order to make what right understanding is, to show you what right understanding is. Right understanding is, again, the first wrong understanding is, wrong view is covetousness. What is the right view? Just the opposite of it. It is called generosity. sharing, letting others share what we have. That's a view. Lobha is called non-greed. Non-greed is wholesome mental state, wholesome karma. Why it is called wholesome? Because it produces wholesome results. It always produces peace, happiness, comfort, and gives us joy. And therefore, sharing is non-greed or generosity, is done with right understanding. If we understand the benefit of sharing, Buddha said, if people understand the benefit of sharing, they would not eat even one meal a day, even one meal without sharing their meal with others. Because he knew the benefit of sharing. So that is one right view. That is non-greed, non-covetousness or generosity. Second right view is metta, non-hatred. Non-hatred is not only not hating, abstaining from hating, but also generate metta, loving friendliness. Friends, loving friendliness is very so powerful that we can be very, very peaceful, very happy, very relaxed when we practice metta, loving friendliness. We become friendly with everybody. When we practice metta, we can sleep well, we can get up well. In between sleep and getting up, we won't get nightmares. Then we will be pleasing to others. We will be pleasing to non-human beings. We will be pleasing to divine beings. They will be happy with us. Animals will be very relaxed and comfortable with us. And when we want to meditate, we gain concentration better. And even after death, we will be reborn in higher realm of existence. So, second right view is metta, practicing metta, loving friendliness. Then the third right view is right view itself, sammaditthi. And sammaditthi is right understanding, correct understanding. When we have right understanding, all I explained is the expansion of right understanding in these 6 categories. 3 unwholesome, 3 wholesome. When we understand the distinction between these two, we always choose right view, or we always try to make right understanding. When we have right understanding, all our life will be very happy and peaceful. So, then what are the root of wrong action and what are the root of right action? Now, I said there are 10 unwholesome actions and 10 wholesome actions. What are the 10 unwholesome wrong actions? 3 in our action. I said we do 3 things every day. We act, we speak, we think. What is the wrong act is called action, wrong action. The root of wrong action, wrong speech, wrong view is greed, hatred and delusion. The root of right action, right speech, right thought is non-greed, non-hatred, non-delusion. These are the roots. So, understanding these as they are is called right understanding. One is part of right understanding. Understanding extremes and avoiding an extreme, and then understanding the 10 types of unwholesome actions and 10 types of wholesome action. 10 unwholesome are, once again I want to sum up, 10 unwholesome, 3 physical, killing, stealing, sensual misconduct. 4 verbal, lying, slanderous talk, harsh speech and gossip. And 3 mental, covetousness, hatred and wrong views. What are the right or wholesome 10 actions called karmas? Abstaining from killing, stealing, sensual misconduct and practicing non-killing, that is helping others to live, respecting others' life, then not stealing and letting people have whatever they have, take whatever you are given, and then not committing sensual misconduct. That means respecting others' honor, dignity and principles. Then right speech is abstaining from telling lies, abstaining from slanderous talk, abstaining from harsh speech and abstaining from gossip. And then 3 mental wholesome actions are non-greed, generosity, non-hatred, practicing metta, and right view is correct understanding. So these are the 2 categories of wholesome and unwholesome. Understanding this and their roots, all unwholesome actions, speech, views arise from greed, hatred and delusion. All wholesome actions, speech and view arise from non-greed, non-hatred, non-delusion. Understanding this itself is absolutely necessary to follow the Noble Eightfold Path. In the Noble Eightfold Path, I spoke only the first one, right understanding. There are other aspects of right understanding as well. But today I think this must be enough. And if I have time, or if you send me a question some other time, I can give you more details of right understanding. Okay? Now, I want to end this session, and I hope you learn something from this short speech, particularly what is right understanding. We always talk about right understanding, and we must know what it means. Okay. All right? Bye.